Okay, the freight train just went by, so we're better now. So what's wrong with Pottstown Transit? Well, Pottstown is a town of 22,000 people, last time I checked, and they have 5 bus lines, which is unheard of. A town of this size having 5 bus lines. They go pretty much everywhere that you need to go. All the shopping centers, which is basically what their route follows. You know, it's pro-business. And so you can go to Walmart and Aldi's, both Aldi's, at either side of the town. And it also has a bus that goes up north in Pottstown to go to all the garden apartments where a lot of people live, probably especially seniors. And there's one bus that goes to Lowe's and that steakhouse, whatever it's called. And there's one bus that goes to Boyertown, up north. They don't all run the same. The one to Boyertown's every 2 hours. And that's also the bus that goes to down to Lowe's. That way runs every 2 hours. But most of them run every hour. So a good thing about these buses is they all leave the station on the hour, every hour on the hour, except for one, which leaves every hour on the half hour. And that bus I talked about that runs every 2 hours, it also leaves here on the hour, except for the Lowe's bus, which I believe runs on the half hours, every other half hour or something. But anyhow, you know when the bus is coming. You also know when the bus is coming because they run to schedule. They're not late. They arrive on time. They occasionally they arrive a little early, which of course is really bad because if you're not looking, the bus can just whiz by you. One thing about the buses is they have stops, but you usually have to, I would recommend that you hail the bus. Tell the bus, yep, I want to get on. Because one thing about them is you can stand out on a street corner that's not an official stop, and you can hail the bus and they'll stop and pick you up if it's safe to do so at that place. You know, be careful about that, ask the driver, whatever. So other than that, there's also a SEPTA bus. Its terminal is not here anymore, except for a very occasional bus that kind of stops in front of City Hall. The terminal is in front of City Hall, but usually the terminal is down at the community college, down on College Drive. So it starts there and then it goes straight through town and goes to Norristown, where you can pick up the train to Philly. It runs very often. Rush hour, it runs twice an hour, usually. It's an older bus. It's more rattly, and, you know. The Pottstown buses are brand new. I understand they're owned by the city of Pottstown. Oh, here comes a bus right now. It's going to get a little noisy. Here comes the green line. I take that up to do my food shopping at Giant. But, anyhow, those are the regular buses. Then, you know, this is the Reading train station I'm standing at here. And it used to have, until the 80s, it had commuter trains to Philly and out to Reading and maybe further. I don't know. But, you know, they're talking about bringing it back. So right now they have a bus. Amtrak runs a bus from here to Philly. Runs into Philly twice a day, and it comes back twice a day. One is at about 7:30. I think one is midday, going into Philly. Coming out of Philly, I think there's one kind of midday, coming home, and then there's one at 6 o'clock. Now, I often take Amtrak, like going to Boston, and I don't take it in because it only leaves you about 20 minutes to get off the bus and onto the train, which is plenty of time because you're right there at the station. You just have to walk down the stairs to Amtrak. But in the morning, you know, you can hit traffic on the 422 if there's an accident or something. So if you're going into Philly to catch a train, I would leave extra time for that. Coming home, I've taken it several times, the 6 p.m. bus from Amtrak in Philly, and it takes 55 minutes. It's nonstop, really comfortable plushy bus with internet and everything, you know. So all in all, I think it's pretty amazing. So if you tuned in to find out what's wrong with Pottstown, it's kind of clickbait, isn't it? Well, in this case, transit, I would say there's nothing wrong with transit in Pottstown, and everything's right. Go figure.